Hey, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, coming from a undisclosed location. You don't. Oh, wait. See, I've got myself on live. Coming from, coming from an undisclosed location. We can't give you the postcode. Come on, have the man's them up here trying to rush me. But let me start the show with other magical words. Everything is timing and it's talk time with Tunde. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening to one and all. And we have a great discussion this evening. One where I really want people to be interactive with us, with me. I don't want to be the one always labba talking. Because it's actually it's an issue that affects us all. Some people may not be financially affected by it, but there may be people that who are going through certain things and issues, young and old. That sometimes it's just best to talk about it. Try and see if there's any form of solutions, ways we can move forward. But the subject matter is, how can we cope with the cost of living? And let me just say good evening to some of the people online already. Mr. Daniel Grace, good evening, sir. Philip Answer in the building. John Kahn, Mickey Goodmill, how you doing, sir? Sylvester Salamoy, he's always with us. Come rain or shine, big ups, Sylvester. I hope I'm saying that right. I say it every week. Um, B, I don't know what B stands for, but he said Bitcoin is the future. Is that gonna get us? Is Bitcoin gonna help us get out of this crisis or deal with this crisis? Because my Bitcoin, I don't look at it too often because I didn't really put my life savings into it. I just threw some money down but I'm watching it. It's been going up today, but it's gone down from its initial investment. So I don't know if Bitcoin is the immediate future, but maybe that can help us moving forward. Old tight Don man, Tundi, you are legend. Such an inspiration as there is no black leaders anymore. Glad I've found such a real one. Thank you very much, sir. Appreciate your words. Old tight snaps, old tight Shagon, Segan Fisher, the one and only man that I've grown up with, known him from knee high. Um, a great father to his little girls, and yeah, keep doing what you're doing, keep supporting. Old tight Fawa Jawad, I see ya. I see a Tyrone Booth. I'm just building everybody up. Bladdins. I think I'm saying that right. Yes, brother. Very good topic to cover. Absolutely, because it's a topic that if you're not, as I say, if you're not affected, then 100% there are someone you could not have gone into a hairdresser, barber, cafeteria, coffee shop, at least hearing somebody complaining. But it is, sorry, I'm using that bruv word again, but it is. I'm not gonna. Let me just say one thing. If you're looking for Tundi to change the essence of who he is, because I'm talking to you on YouTube or on a platform, it ain't gonna happen. I'm always gonna be me. I'm sorry. Sometimes the road might just come into the conversation, or the road talk, or the road vocabulary. It might just slip in, but I'm not gonna. I'm just telling you the honest truth. I'm not gonna change. So any potential investors, don't think that it in some way reduces my seriousness to anything that I undertake. It's just that it's very hard to get rid of certain traits where you come from. So if you hear bruv or wagwan or yes brethren or salute, or even Jarastafari. If you hear that, or Shinike, if you hear any of that kind of language, it's just me. I'm just telling you how it is. But anyway, I'm going off. I'm going off course again. Dealing with this very very serious matter. I think first of all, Shumut Road. I think first of all, let me just read something that I was looking up again uh throughout the week and Gary, put the link up because again, this evening I want to hear stories. I don't want this just to be about me just talking. I want to hear stories. Each and every one of you. I mean, I spoke to about 3 sisters or 3 females today, and they were so vocal. They were so vocal when I told them to come on the show. When I told him to come on the show and tell the people your stories, all of a sudden I'm getting pictures of COVID, positive COVID signs, and you know what, Tunde? My voice is a bit. I've been ill for the last 3 days. Bro, just stop it. Just stop it. You can actually come on the show, and we just blank your face. We just cut your face so but the people can hear your voice. I think that's more real to people, you know, when they hear real life stories. Also, young people talk. How has the cost of living crisis affected you? I heard a young girl saying that everything has had to change because she's in uni and basically she can't afford to go out with her friends like before because it's just a struggle. You know, she can't actually leave her house. She can't ever actually leave her house. She just has to do her work. Another brother from Coventry, I watched him this afternoon when I was doing my research. He's saying all he's eating is rice and beans. I shouldn't even laugh. Bro, Gary, he's saying it's rice and beans for morning, rice and beans for breakfast, study, back home, rice and peas for lunch. Rice and beans, sorry, not peas and all beans. Rice and beans for lunch, study, back again, finish, rice and beans. He's saying rice and beans has been his staple diet the whole of this second year of uni. So even the young people are feeling the pressure. What I want, let me just because it's not even funny, but it is funny. And I noted it down. I said, is this a cost of living crisis or is this a cost of existing crisis? Because there's living and there's existing. And most people are now being put in a situation where it's a choice between heating or eating. I'm going to say that again, Gary. A lot of people nowadays have to choose between heating, and I mean heating their own homes, and eating. Yeah, heating or eating. Yeah, put that up, Gary. Because that's how serious. It's buzz. It's serious. The British gas. Yeah, I like the way. Hey Tunde, hope all is well with you. Just got back from Jamaica, and no, I didn't eat no cake. Hold tight, Mrs. Small or Miss Small. Yeah, I was looking to go to Jamaica on a break, but things came up. I ended up just taking a vacation to this undisclosed location, as you can see, and maybe the holiday to Jamaica, maybe we'll do that in a couple of months. But for now, it's more about rest and recuperation. You know, everyone knows we just had a big event, and mentally, you know, you have to get that balance. So yeah, I was supposed to go. I was even gonna go Gambia, but when I was talking to you about Jamaica, and I was even thinking Gambia, I was just on the crux of booking Gambia. Then another thing came out, so I can't be too far from home. So, but at least I've managed to get away. And don't think someone ate in my house because I'm not one of them footballers that when they're away, they send man around the house to drum the house. Sorry, again, I've gone off again. Gary, I've gone off again. Don't think that someone ate in my house. Someone's there. Someone's there. protecting my house. Don't think you can just break into my house and draw something. No, ain't gonna work. Ain't gonna work. I got guard dogs in there, everything. But anyway, absolutely, Miss Small, I definitely deserve a break, and that's what I'm doing. But even in this break times, I still feel that, you should talk. You should talk, and you should address certain issues. So, is it a choice between heating and eating? Hold tight. Oh, a. Anyway, the Times news report states that their undercover investigations that they found British Gas has been sending debt collectors to break into customers' homes and force fit pay-as-you-go meters, even when customers have extreme vulnerabilities, elderly, or have young children. I know there's many people out there, many mothers, single mothers. This is real. British Gas are just breaking into people's homes and installing pay-as-you-go meters. So if there's anyone on here who has stories like that, tell us about it. Come online, put it in the comment box. I'll read it back. If you don't want to come on, I'll put it in the comment box. British Gas have now said that they are suspending the practice. I want to know the fight is right, or Talk Time with Tunde listeners, because they're both on. What are your thoughts on this? Would they have stopped this practice if the undercover video did not come out? If you have to pay your bills, is it fair that others do not have to pay? Would it change your view to know that the owner of British Gas said it made a 700% increase in net profits last year after benefiting from the increase of energy prices? It's madness. That's madness. So people are choosing between heating and eating, and these big wigs are enjoying a serious amount of money. Spencer Ferguson break into Oo's house. Yeah, because I know there's certain people, they're not allowing you to break into their house. But Gary, what I want you to do, Gary, while we're online, if there are any comments, please put them up. He said, I'm eating. I know Alfred Book says some people, yeah. Miss Small says, sadly, it is a time where people are having to choose between food or eating. A lot of people couldn't even afford Xmas dinner. Again, heating or eating. This is very, very serious. I'm going to read a Facebook comment. I found it very, very interesting because, again, this sister was speaking on this whole matter, and she actually responded. I mean, I'm not gonna waste time looking for this actual comment, but she is like, it's not how can we cope with the cost of living crisis. She's saying that the prices should just be reduced, full stop. Because from what I've heard, people on prepaid meters are worse off in this crisis. So hold on. So you're breaking into people's house, installing prepaid meters, and once you have that prepaid meter, you end up even spending more money. So I'm trying to work out how that makes sense. Someone needs to explain this to me. Gary, I see a few more comments coming up. Again, if there's anyone that wishes to come in and speak about their own personal experiences, that's what we're here for on a Thursday evening. Sugar Ray 29, good evening to you, sir. It's wrong of British Gas breaking into houses for their profit. They need to get sorted out. Well, this is exactly what we're talking about. But how come, I mean, look, the prices have gone up. What do you think we need to do, or they need to do, as a whole, to deal with all of this? Tyrone Booth says, I wish British Gas tried breaking into my house. I'd shove my foot up to Ra so ferociously they'd have to change their name to British Royals. Listen, we're not condoning violence on the show, but this is the feeling of everyone. People are upset. It's just not right. It's just not right. But I was listening to because let me just say something. I'm no Martin Lewis. The advice I'm giving is really just what I've heard. And that's why I'm saying if there are any people, any financial experts or anybody that can explain how, or help us get through this matter, then come on the show. It's open. The link's there. But I did hear Martin Lewis say that, everyone is entitled to, I think it was, don't know where it's gone, but I think it was £66 per month. Yeah, everyone with a key and card meter should be getting £66 a month from their gas service. So again, it's not everything, but it is a way that can help alleviate certain pressures. And there are people complaining that they haven't been given this government policy. They ain't been given it. So Martin was saying that they need to no. The reporter was saying that they had a government official on live, and the government official said, if this is the case, then contact the I can never say it right, ombudsman. Martin Lewis replied, waste of time. You ain't gonna get him. So Martin Lewis is saying we're having these problems. How you expect a person on low income, not that well educated, to be able to tackle on these problems? Coco, she said, even, I was just about to, you must be reading my mind, Coco, if what I'm about to read is the right thing. She said, even the food bank workers have said there is a high demand, not only for food, but for food that don't require being heated, since people are struggling with their gas and electric. This is facts. This is facts. So what is the government planning to do? Because all I keep on hearing is higher, higher, higher. Nothing is going down. Nothing is being halted. Interest rates are rising. So what that says to me is that the gap between rich and poor is going to continue to get bigger and bigger and bigger. So again, is this a cost of living crisis, or is this a cost of existing crisis? How can we exist? How can your children leave your home? Because that's how it's supposed to go. You're supposed to bring your children into the world. Your child don't owe you nothing. So when children become famous and the parents are looking money and the aunties are looking, and the aunties no, your children don't owe you nothing. You brought them into the world. So if anything, you need to be helping them. But how it goes is your children are supposed to fly the nest and come out, give your dad and mum some space. But how is this generation going to be able to afford a house when they can't afford to eat? How are they supposed to pay off student loans, get into employment? These are questions that we need answers to. Please, somebody needs to give us some answers. Bladin says they put in prepaid meters. Sorry, man's all salivating on the show, Gary. Man's all spitting. Sorry. Man's all spitting on the show because I'm so angry. I'm angry for the people, because thank my God in heaven that, I'm not trying to say man's rich. Don't be thinking I'm saying I'm rich. I'm not even nowhere near rich, but I'm comfortable. I can pay my bills. But what affects one affects everyone. That's how I've always seen it. My father taught me this. The voice of the people is the voice of God. These are the schooling that my dad gave me. And so don't ever think that because you're in a certain position that you're better than anyone else. I feel the pain. I feel the pain with like everybody else. My friends that I grew up with, there's most of them. Some of them are still on end. Some of them live with their parents. I'm like how are we supposed to progress if you're not even giving us opportunities, there's so much, even this cost of living crisis, there's so much more that we can even move on to. Anyway, Blitz, this, yeah, they put the prepaid meters. Sorry, they put in prepaid meters. You don't charge key, no electric. Non-prepaid is constant electric, even if you don't pay. This is more clever ways of depriving the poor of energy. This is serious. Thank you for that comment, Bladdins. It's just, I don't know. I just feel that we have to say something. We can't just keep quiet. I gotta talk. We gotta talk. People on the Stamina for Sale channel, we gotta talk. Because you never, if what my dad was saying, and I have no reason to believe he was wrong, that the voice of the people is the voice of God, then we have to keep talking. We have to keep making noise about it. And I'm not trying to say that we have to stand outside of British Gas with banners and start protesting and everything. Again, we're going to move on to that because now, within the last couple of hours, the nurses have gone on strike. Now that's a crisis in itself. Because if the nurse, so when your child is injured or when you are injured, now you're not even getting seen in the hospital. The NHS is going down the drain, down the pan, because the nurses are saying, "Hold on, so we're doing this job and you're not paying us. Cool. Guess what? We're striking." This whole thing is nuts. But anyway, Alfie Black, thank you. The pubs still seem to be quite full. People aren't struggling to buy beer. I was Alfie Black. You know what? It's like, well, sometimes you can't play both sides because I hear that. I hear about all this, cost of living and everything. And then I see people smoking, drinking, raving. But we can't be too judgmental because sometimes you never know. People could be drinking to deal with the stress and panic that's going on at home. So, we can't be too judgmental. But I definitely understand and get what you're saying, Bill. Daniel Grace, he says, most people put on a prepaid meter when they have got into debt. When the meter is installed, some of the top-up goes to pay the debt, i.e. top up £1, get 80p electric. I hear that, Daniel, but if the if the rate or the price of electric and gas keeps on going up, doesn't that mean that we're going to continue to be in debt? If you're in debt, how are you going to get credit? I don't understand. So it's like you're helping us in one respect, and then you're pulling the carpet from under our feet in another respect. And come on, money is intrinsically connected to everything. So don't be telling us money don't mean everything. I don't know who's still preaching that doctrine. Money means something. and anybody telling you, any pastor, imam, or brothers giving talks telling you money ain't everything. No, it ain't everything. But let me tell you what it does. It gives you some options to go and buy cocoa bread and patty, and a gussie with pounded yam and fish and chips. That's what money does. It allows you to do that, or gives you the ability. You may not eat fish and chips, you may not eat a gussie, you may not eat cocoa bread and patty, but money surely does help in these things. But it's got to a situation where the money, I wrote it down. The income has not kept up with the inflation. That's what it is. The income has not kept up with the inflation. Carlos, I'll read. No, this is a case where the money can get put to the side for 1 second. I'll read your. But let me. Marsha Lawrence, she says, this is the cost of the government crisis. They are allowing this to happen and for people to struggle. They are more than capable to put caps on these big businesses. They are allowing it to happen. There you go. So that's direct. Marsha's saying that this is a plan. This is a plan to keep the poor poorer and the rich richer. And I'm gonna give you some statistics in a second after I read out Carlos's comment. Thank you for the €5.99, sir. I'm sure that will go to this month's gas bill, me and Gary's gas bill, and Spencer's gas bill. No, it's not even funny. It's not even funny. Gary, but Carlos, he says this system is designed to keep people under control. Money and the way it's created is a Ponzi scheme. Research, fictional, reserve system. My take. Knowledge is power. I'm going to read it again. Thank you, Carlos, for the €5.99. This is a system designed to keep people under control. Money and the way it's created is a Ponzi scheme. Research, fictional, reserve system. Hashtag my take. Yeah, do your research. Do your research. But some people haven't even got light. They even got a spotlight to put on to do the research, or they can't afford a spotlight on. People are turning off their heaters. People, it's got to that extent. This whole thing is just, it's just incredible. It's just incredible. I don't know how the average, remember, there are certain people in this world, in society, in this country, in other countries, that, yeah, it's not affecting them. But when you're talking about numbers, the majority of us are feeling it. The majority of us is feeling it. So it's only going to be a matter of time before a person next to you feels it, who is affected by it. Remember, if you walk out into the street, you may be dealing with some angry person who is not taking this the way others are taking it. That now becomes a problem to you. So don't be thinking you're there driving your nice car and doing all this nice thing, talking, smiling, gold chain, flashing, flying. Brothers are hungry people are hungry out there. And you may be a victim of this cost of living crisis. And you're just walking down the road. Mayor of Brixton, avid supporter, family member of the Stamina for Sale team, he says, the whole process is designed to keep the population in a state of nervousness, be it terrorism, climate, war, recessions, and the like. They tell you to spend to keep up the economy, not save or invest. Fantastic points. And you know what I love? Mayor of Brixton, people like this, Carlos, we're always talking about boxing, but what this is showing you, what this platform is showing you that we've created only 1 week in, is that we're just common people. You know, we love boxing, but we're just common people and social people, and we actually have opinions, and we want them to be, we want someone to hear it. So yeah, this is the platform. So big up Mayor of Brixton. I'm going to read it again. He said, the whole process is designed to keep the population in a state of nervousness, be it terrorism, climate, war, recessions, and the like. They tell you to spend to keep up the economy, not to save or invest. Well, I think it even goes deeper than that. Reading your question again, I think a lot of our parents knew about saving. A lot of parents know about, but literally no percent or 1% or very few understand investment. How we make our money last longer. How we don't put our children in situations that when we eventually cross over, we're not leaving them with a big bill. So the schools are not teaching us how to invest. It's something that you have to learn. But again, we're going on to things which you would do with education, but we haven't even got past heating our own home. Heating or eating. This is where we're at. We're at heating or eating. Like, what can we do? What can the government do to help us? Maybe listen to us. Looney Bin, thank you for the £5. Buy a candle on me, Tunde. Thanks for being real with the people. Be careful though. They have been deplatformed. They've been deplatforming all the real ones. Well, I'm not Andrew Tate. So they can't deplatform this. 'Cause I'm not saying I'm just talking about a crisis. And you know what? It's different. I get what you're saying, and thank you so much, Looney Bin. But we're not actually saying nothing which is a threat to the system. We're not. We're not. We're just. I mean, this is on London Tonight. This is on This Morning. I'm actually echoing the same things, but not everybody watches London Tonight. Not everybody watches This Morning. So we're not radicals. We're not trying to. You see what I'm saying? We're just giving people, and I think that's how the government will change. That's how the government will change their policies. If many of us, if many people have a point and a view and an opinion and speak about it constantly, words are powerful. Eventually, listen, the president of the United States got took off Twitter. That's deep. Because there are people out there saying that you can't talk certain talk to the point that he was removed from social media. That's the power of the people. We've got that power. We've got that power. So thank you for the £5 again, Looney Bins. But we're not saying nothing really that I feel that, and if I am, please, someone pull me up. That should be harmful to anybody. We're just giving the people a platform to speak. Daniel Grace says, after World War II, governments, banking, big businesses saw they could put women to work. Until about the 80s, you could buy a house and live off a husband's wage. Now, both work and can hardly afford a house. And I'll second that. And more than that, if the husband and the wife or the boyfriend and the girlfriend can't afford a house, how is the child or children that you brought into this world going to be able to afford a house unless they become, qualified doctors, lawyers, accountants? And even that takes money. Education is not free. Going to college is not free, or the top universities, learning from people is not free. Yes, sometimes you get loans and not even loans. Sometimes you get scholarships, but I do believe, unless I'm mistaken, I mean, I never went through the system, that you have to pay it back. You have to pay it back. So it's always this thing. And not everybody can be wealthy. Not everybody can be rich. Not everybody can drive a car. But when it gets to a point where we can't even eat in United Kingdom, this is not some village in Nigeria or Ghana or the Congo or some deep village in Africa. It's not. This is the UK. This is the country that many of our parents came to make better lives for themselves. People from other parts of Europe came to the UK, or have come to the UK and still coming to the UK to have a better life. But it seems like nowadays the UK is just as tough as anywhere else on the planet Earth, and that definitely has to change. And there must be something wrong there. Leah O, the lovely Leah, she says the Bank of England, and these are educated people. These people are comment. Their fight is right. They're boxing fans, but these are educated people that are giving comments. Leah O, the Bank of England's attempts to tackle inflation via base rate increases is really hurting the masses. Key word, the masses. Not a few that's made it out the ends. The masses of the people. They're underestimating the impact of my personal mortgage, which has doubled. Landlords have to increase rent. There you go. And I know a friend who's he's got a few properties. He's like, T, the tenants are complaining, but I've got no choice but to increase the rent. And the tenants are coming at me like they want to fight me and everything. And I'm like, bro, so that means you want me to be homeless. You want me to have no home. So it's a serious issue. But again, thank you for your comment, Leah. This is a tough one. And I don't really feel there's one answer. But at least we're talking. At least there's a dialogue. And at least we're discussing on a Thursday note. I'm here to read your comments, people. Trust me. Thank you, Gary, for the good work you're doing behind the cam, putting up people's, views and and comments. And Carlos said, I would advise. Well, no, that don't make sense. I would advise any of you, or advise that's supposed to be, I would advise any of you to watch the documentary Money as Debt on YouTube. You will understand the mechanisms of how money is created and how debt is a key aspect to keep the elites in power. I guess, listen, I guess many of us, Carlos, have seen stuff like that on YouTube. But again, a lot of the masses are not educated to understand, to grasp this. So there's that problem that we have to overcome. I get what you're saying, education is, but it's gone past. It's, listen, that's all ways we can educate and ourselves and build our own personal knowledge. But we're talking about people. I'm talking about. Let me read something to you. Let me look at this thing. Oh, sorry, I'm saying this thing again. Hold on. Where is it? Yes, I noted this down. The Trussell Trust Charity, Britain's largest food bank network, have stated, listen, have stated 1 in 5 people being sent to its food banks are in full-time work. Are you listening? I'm going to say that now because that might just flew over some of you's heads. Listen, the Trussell Trust Charity, Britain's largest food bank network, have stated 1 in 5 people being sent to its food banks are in full-time work. The income has not kept up with inflation. People are choosing between paying their bills and feeding themselves. The question I'm asking is, who is to blame for this? And more importantly, what is the solution? This is notes. This is my notes. This is my notes, people. And I'm going to say it one more time because I like what I like what I wrote down. The Trussell Trust Charity, Britain's largest food bank network, have stated 1 in 5 people are being sent to its food banks are in full-time work. People choosing between paying their bills and feeding themselves. Who is to blame for this? And more importantly, what is the solution? Who's to blame? The government? Big businesses? I want to know. The people want to know. Like, tell us. Tell us. And let me just say, I'm always saying, we know what the problem is. What are the solutions? As of present, as the show's been going on, we haven't really had any solutions. We've just spoken about watching YouTube videos and gaining more education. I guess education is the way. But really, there has been no solutions. Are we saying, without saying, that there is no solution? That we just got to just stay here and just take it, you know? And as I say, some people, it won't affect them. There are a small minority of people, it won't affect them to the degree as it would the masses. So I saw something from Pink Tulip, but we'll read that after. Take Me Back Pirate Radio Archives. Do remember, if you want to come on live or just on the telephone, press the link. Gary put it up, and come on. Share your stories. Sometimes talking can trigger thought and action in others. Take Me Back Pirate Radio Archive says, our travel is ridiculously expensive. I heard a young student, a girl, saying that her travel was $115, now it's gone up to $175. And that may not seem like much, but that's the choice between walking and jumping on a bus or a train. So anyway, Take Me Back Pirate Radio Archive says, our travel is ridiculously expensive. In certain German cities, they have made travel free for the locals. They have to make it affordable. The younger generation work to pay travel and buy a sandwich. That is absolutely one of the first solutions we've had in terms of travel expenses on the show this evening. First solution, make the thing free. Make the travel for maybe the young, absolutely the old. I know the old can have already been given like free travel passes because my dad's got one, so that's how I know. My dad's always telling me, "Yeah, I'm just going at West End." I'm like, "What's up, West End?" He's like, "I'm just jumping in the bus. It's free." so I know that works, but you know, the old are in a stage of life where you know they just want to be. But for the young, I think that is definitely a good reasoning or solution to the travel issue, the travel rising, the expenses of traveling on a train and a bus. Make it free for children of a certain age. And I know some of you look young for long, but there's got to be some checking of passports and driver's license stuff. Because some of you, man, are moving like you're still 17, but you're all 39. So yeah, we need that. We need free travel for youngsters, maybe age between, I don't know, 16 to 26 or 25, or maybe if you can prove that you're in full-time education, maybe make travel free for them. I know it's taken from one to give to the other, but all these things can help with just bringing the cost of living down. And the cost of living uh, is tied to many things. Travel, gas, electric, petrol. We haven't even touched on petrol yet. When we come to petrol, that's the next thing. Because I'm driving around London playing music, and people's telling me, "Oh no, what's going on? You're driving around, what? You don't know there's a petrol increase?" Because you know me, I'm just living in my own planet. But anyway, the mayor of Brixton, again, thank you. He says the government is to blame. When answering the question that I asked, who is to blame for all of this? He said the government is to blame as always for the privatization of the whole country. The companies are laughing. The government are laughing when they get into debt, put it on us, and still get bailed out by the government. It's serious. Matt Caulfield, thank you for your comment. He says, Tunde, are you finding there are more kids coming to boxing gyms now while there is less money in society these days? Spot on. Spot on. And that's why I've always said boxing is an avenue for young kids to channel their aggression and anything they're going through in a disciplined way. Not just because you go into a boxing gym, it doesn't mean you're going to be Muhammad Ali, Floyd Mayweather, Mike Tyson, and alike. But it is a great way to just learn a new skill, get fit, and deal with certain issues. Mental health plays the cost of living crisis is affecting our mental health. It's affecting if it's affecting adults' mental health, you can bet your bottom dollar, as my dad always used to say, it's affecting the children's mental health. The children are the generation that we have to concentrate on more than anything. Us, the older ones, have to deal with laying a ground or a platform for them to just go through life, in a positive way. But as I say, if your parents are getting affected, the likelihood is that the children are going to be affected, and they are affected. They can't, and this is why so much. This is what I believe anyway. This is how I believe so much madness is going on nowadays. Times gone by, there were youth clubs, social clubs. All of these things are slowly going, which is boxing clubs are an integral part of helping with this problem and a crisis. But again, boxing clubs, there needs to be electricity. It's not the village. Light has to be switched on in the boxing club. Again, going back to the money situation, it's always revolving or ending up about the money and how much we can afford and where our money is being distributed over the week or month when we get paid. I thank you for the comment. He said, I just need my own land, laugh out loud, and grow some crops. Don't need any government help. These corrupt politicians ain't gonna help. Sir, if you're gonna have your own land, you gotta buy the thing that you put on the something. Sorry, I'm using this kind of language. But again, it all comes down to money. The spray thing what they call it, pesticide, that costs money. It all costs money. Electric. Something's got to run on electric. There's no getting away from this. There's no going off to some island and building up your own thing. You're gonna get affected. How are you gonna trade? How are people gonna like, what's going on? What you just like? How are you gonna feed the animals? Some dry goat. Gary, put back up the other nobody is getting away from this. This is affecting everybody. No. Done that. We just done that. I get what you're saying, but it's just not practical. Carlos, thank you, Carlos, for these possible solutions today. Listen, people may laugh at but I have to drink some Lucozade. And Lucozade, you ain't giving me no money because I need this is free advertising. I don't usually do this, but I'm away, so I'm drinking my Lucozade to clear my throat. Carlos says another solution is also to avoid big wars. We know that wars historically is some of the biggest business going on. So I don't know if that can happen, which have a direct impact on the flow of goods, oil, gas, which on its turn will affect the prices of those commodities, as we see with them in the Russian conflict. Interesting. I don't think there's been a war there's wars going on today. Again, all these things are affecting us. I did write down some other things. Gary, keep putting them up. Take me back. Pirate Radio Archive says our travel card is £14.40, and other major cities, Paris, €1.90, €3 in Berlin, and Rome is €1.50. Why, oh why, is our travel card £14.40? Why? I don't know. I'm gonna highlight some of the money that these guys are making when we are all going through a cost of living crisis. But there's certain these companies are not going through no crisis. In fact, let me just read briefly a piece on the Reuters website saying the heading is Centrica profit triples to, listen, again, I'm going to say, I keep repeating myself because sometimes you need to say it 2-3 times so it actually sinks into the subconscious. Anyway, Centrica's profits triple to a record high on soaring energy prices. Listen. Centrica's profits tripled to a record 3.3 billion. We've gone past a million. That's long. 3.3 billion pounds last year on soaring energy prices and production, paving the way for a £300 million share buyback, sending the company's share to their highest levels in almost 4 years. The bumper results come as millions of households in Britain are struggling to pay energy bills, and with company under scrutiny after the Times newspaper reported that debt agents working for Centrica's British gas business had forcibly installed payment meters into some vulnerable customers' homes. And we already know where they're using some vulnerable customers' homes. We already know who they are. We know who the vulnerable customers are. So I don't even know why they're trying to use that kind of language. The result also comes after British energy groups BP and Shell reported record, listen, the results also come after British energy groups BP and Shell reported record profits for 2022 of 28 billion and 40 billion respectively. Chief Executive Chris O'Shea, how you doing, Chris, said on a call with reporters on Thursday that revelations made by the newspaper were deeply concerning and that it has halted forced prepaid meter installments and is carrying out investigations. So basically, any mothers, elderly and vulnerable, if they're trying to come in your house, you don't let them in. And I'm not telling people to be violent, but if you got pepper, go and buy some pepper from down Peckham Market and just throw it in their face if they try and rush it, because they've been told to halt. They've been told to halt breaking into people's houses or entering people's homes and putting in prepaid meters. Anyway, O'Shea said the cost of living pressures have created a challenging environment for customers and defended the company's record profits, saying it spent. Now this don't make no sense to me. It said, O'Shea said the cost of living pressures has created a challenging environment for customers and defended the company's record profits, saying it has spent 75 million pounds, $90.44 million on support schemes for retail and business customers last year. So hold on. So let me just break that down. So you spend 90.44 million, but your profits are up 3.3 billion. Do the maths. You're spending 90 million, but you're profiting 3.3 billion. But that's a good business. Gary, that's a fantastic business to be in. If you're spending millions and you're making billions, that's big money. That's big money. How tight Raja asked me and he said 10, lend me a tenner, lad. I ain't got no tenner, bro. It's my policy. And you don't need to make this your policy. Do not lend money to friends or family. So when they ask, I just say, bro, it's my policy. I don't lend money to friends and family because you're not really lending. You know you ain't getting it back. So I don't lend it. You're not no bank. I want the bank to lend me money. Anyway, Mickey Dub said London over 60s get a free bus freedom pass to travel on the buses. My father-in-law lives outside of Greater London. He don't get a bus pass until he's 66 when he gets his national pension. This is what I'm saying. Like, I just feel that when he's old and when he's not old, we know with certain health lifestyle choices now, people are living for longer. But I don't feel people should be, if you're old, you're old. If you're old, you're old. There's just got to be an age. Man can look, some people can look 20. Some people can be 20 but look 60. Some people could be 30 and look 50. I'm just saying that it's wrong. When you say 60 and 66, to me, there's not that much difference. I think if they're going to give a freedom bus pass to someone that's 60, but because someone lives outside of London or in London, that they have to wait till 66, that don't make no sense. Again, this is all building up with a cost of living crisis. I mean, even people on a pension, my father on a pension, like, I have to top it up. Because I'm like, this, you ain't going nowhere with that. You're not going nowhere with that. But again, I'm lucky enough to be able to, and again, please, I don't want people thinking that I'm here throwing out £50 notes and burning £20 notes in nightclub. No. If I don't work, it ain't going to work. So I'm working hard like most people. But I'm saying that even a pension, with the rate of inflation today, it's very hard to live on just a pension. And pensioners, the old, I think that if you don't respect the elder generation, I think when your own parents get old, you start to realize how much respect older people deserve. They deserve all the respect in the world. And, these older people shouldn't be having to go through this and be penalized the way the younger generation. Nobody should really. But when you're dealing with the elderly, that's even an issue in itself. So anyway, big up Looney Bins. Yes, Tunde, I don't lend my wife and kids money. 100. Listen, my son, big old footballer, he phoned me on Valentine's Day. In my head, I was like, oh yeah, what's this about now? He's like, oh, hi, Dad. Love you. What's going on? Like we do every day. In my head, I'm thinking, yeah, I know what you're up to, bro. Don't try that. So he's like, yeah, Dad, I'm going out with the missus. I never told you to go marry no princess-looking law student. Your standards are gonna be high, Gary. You listen to the story. So Josh goes to me, oh yeah, Dad. I know you're gonna be angry. Because he knows, as Looney Bin said, he knows the rules. I don't lend my wife and kids money. So Josh was like, yeah, Dad. Yeah, I'm taking the missus out. No, you're not gonna like it, but can you give me a loan? I'm like, bro, that's what I call my son, bruv. I said, bruv, what are you talking? Because in my head, I'm thinking £10 max. Gary, Gary, I'm thinking 10 or 20, the max. That's what I'm thinking. But I can sense, like he's a Buddha and everything. So I was like, in my brain's going back and forth right now. So I'm like, cool, son. Listen to what I'm telling you. I'm gonna deposit £10. That's what I was gonna. I said I'm gonna deposit some money in your bank account. But this ain't no loan. I ain't loaning you no money. No. I'm giving you this. And don't make this no habit. Because I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in lending. Oh, can I borrow some money, Dad? No. No. I'm gonna put this, and you can't ask me for more than money because you're past the age of 16. You can't ask me more than money more than once every 4 months. Once every 4 months. That's the maximum. Once every 4 months. Then I might give you some money. But anyway, boom. Deposit some money. But yeah, son, he's like, yeah, I'll give you back when I get paid. I'm like, son, I don't want no money back. Just organize yourself. And this is what we need to be teaching our children. Just organize yourself. Come and turn the tenant can barely buy you past your front door these days. Bro, I'm telling you, but my mind, no matter what you see or what it may look like, my mind is still back in the 80s, 90s, 80s, early 90s. When your parents like, how much them shoes cost on your foot? Or they're like, nah, where you get money to buy them £100 shoes from? Go and tell a kid you're not giving him 100, but he's like, Dad, I need £200, £300 to buy shoes. It's just mad. But again, we're getting off subject. We're getting off subject. The fact is that there are a lot of wider issues that this crisis is leading to, because I believe it's written somewhere in a holy book, whether it is in the Holy Quran. Or, again, when this is not a religious show, but sometimes religion sets basis for us to live our life, whether you call yourself religious or not. Me personally, I'm more spiritual. But before I go further, I was supposed to do it at the top of the show, but can I just hold it there for 1 second, people? I've got it written down. Yes. Can we just pay, or let me pay my respects to a fallen soldier, Brother Paul K. Muhammad. Finally, he departed from us. I believe the burial was today. A celebration of life on the 17th is going to take place. But to the family of Paul K. Muhammad, a brother that I know. So when I heard the news from Ishmael, I was like, why? So many people are, young people are leaving us today. And I was very, very upset to hear, because all the vivid memories I have of the brother is just such a humble man. Such a humble man. So I just want to send condolences to the Muhammad family. Paul Muhammad, rest in eternal peace. Yep. Whew, sorry, that one touched me. But yeah. Anyway, let me carry on. Where was I, Gary? I don't even know what I was saying. Yeah, I forgot, I've totally lost my point there, because that was such a important shout out for me to the Muhammad family. Anyway, Mickey Dab says, you notice, Tunde, that the pension age is slowly coming up. Oh my goodness, my dad was touching on this the other day. He said, you notice, Tunde, that the pension age is slowly creeping up from 60 to 65 to 66 to 67. They wanted to go to 70. That way, the life expectancy is 10 to 15 years of pension to pay out. This is another situation which is causing a crisis. The cost of living. Even for the elderly now. We're talking young people have to choose between heating and eating. How are these elderly? So hold on. So now, because so hold on. So you're telling us to get fitter we're getting fitter. We're doing what you do. You're making us eat leaves. sorry, the vegans or what have you. But you're making us change our diets to have a more healthier life. And then it's like, bro, you say that cool. We're not even giving you no money. We're moving the goalposts because you're fitter. You're moving your goalposts because we're fitter. It just don't make no yeah, it don't make no sense. Is it me? Or is it just like everybody just like the whole world's just gone mad? The whole world's just gone mad. And again, I'm trying to joke and laugh about it, but it is such a serious matter that is affecting. There's people, and again, another reason why I say don't pretend like you're rich and you're not rich. Don't do that. Don't do that. Some of these people spending all this money on cigarettes, alcohol, drugs, parties, raves, impressing people with expensive clothes. And when you go in their house and you open their fridge, you can see right through. You can see the I don't even know if fridges have the metal thing that you can carry. When you open the fridge and you see the wiring at the back. Oh, it's serious times we're living in. So don't try to pretend like you got money and you ain't. Everybody has to be more economical with their money. They might have to be more economical with their money because the immediate future or the present right now which is a very, very challenging time. And so videos to view said old people look at, imagine that. Old people, video to view said even old people are looking for work. This can't be right. Can't the government and the local authorities look on it? I understand trade and industry and business and stuff like that, but and I'm not even sad with there being a section of society that have sorry, I'm shouting. I know I've got a new mic. I don't need to shout. Yeah, but that's just the passion, our stories, lifestyle. But yeah, I'm glad you picked it. Let me know, Gary. Let me know if I'm shouting too much. And we got the Black Fight Fan TV microphone now. All I need to do is turn to the side. I like Black Fight Fan, and he talks. He goes like that. That's what I need to do that, and then I'm Black Fight Fan. But yeah, anyway, yeah, Looney Bin. Don't watch that. Don't watch that. Sorry, it's me getting all comical again. But yeah, I should calm it down a bit. Ben Gunn says the only thing left in reductions in Asda at the end of the night is plant-based stuff. Like they're throwing the stuff away and they're telling us to live with it. So that shows you in certain environments and communities, they're like, "Oh, I'm not eating this vegetarian business." Like, not everybody wants to be a veg or a vegan. So they're like, so even Asda can't get rid of it. That's funny. Anyway, our stories lifestyle. So the mum, he said, love your show, but it always finds itself be. Come on. Ben Odom, vegetables. Oh, time, but it's true though. Why? Listen, but one time I'm gonna give you another joke because this show is just organic. Like even we could be talking about one subject matter and we just start going back into how it was when we was growing up. So I'll tell you a story about this vegetable business. So there was a period where my mother, my son and his mother, like both of us, were vegetarians, and then obviously Joshua was born, and we, the dad and your mom, you're veg, so you gotta be veg. You ain't got there's no discussion. You're a vegetarian. So when Joshua, obviously, check out my son, Baller, when he used to go to my dad's house, his granddad, my dad said, "Listen, man, obviously, true Niger man, there's no vegetarian in this house," and he said, "If you see the way Joshua clap up the meat, this boy's been really vegetarian." But when he went to my dad's house, my dad was giving him some serious meat, and he clapped at him. That's what we call him, meat boy. So parents, let your children have a choice. Don't be giving them. Let them grow up and have the choice. Anyway, see, I'm going off key. Anyway, let's carry on. Pink Tulip. She put up a comment. I didn't read it because I got sidetracked. But Gary, if you can find out, or if Pink Tulip can put it up again, I'm sure she or he made a very good comment that I remember. Anyway, vegetables are poison. Again, you know, the pest, what they call it, pesticides and stuff like that. They're getting sprayed onto the crops, and you know, not everything nowadays. I don't think there's any fresh food unless you have your own farm and you rear it in your own healthy way. The cost of living crisis, or the cost of existing crisis. How can we deal with it? Is there anything more we can do? What implications is it having on the old, on the present, on the younger generation, and how can we deal with it if in any way? What are the solutions? We are not here to talk about that's Sunday show. That's Sunday show. This is just a sit down. This is Talk with Tunde. Hold tight, Miss Ringside. Late to the class. But yeah, I know you always got views and opinions. The cost of living crisis. How is everyone dealing with it? And have you got any stories? We've already said. We see. This is what I'm saying. People starting to think I'm burning money or something. I don't lend people money. I refuse. I don't. It's just my law. Are there any? Carlos says, are there any solutions if the system is designed to evolve like this? That's the difficult part. You know what, Carlos? It's funny. It's right what you're saying, because sometimes, you know, we don't want to become conspiracy theorists where everything, you know, is against us. Because I just believe that if you just keep on living like that, whether it's today or whether it's 10, I've got friends who have been on this, and I feel like they haven't evolved because they've always been pointing this thing at this government, at this system. Guess what? 20, 30, 40 years have passed, and you're still talking about the same thing. So I would be more inclined to say, what are the solutions, as opposed to pointing a finger. It's like me focusing on my craft, boxing. Like if I worry to what all the naysayers and say this man don't want me to bust or that man doesn't want me to be successful, I feel that I wouldn't have got to the level of where we're at now. So it's about focusing on something that can help us deal with the situation. As I said, the free travel for youth and for the elderly is a good one, which I've heard this evening. I just want to hear if there's anything more we can do. And obviously, a lot of it we're not in control of. It's down to the big businesses and the companies to reduce this. All I keep on hearing is, and again, the people are going to agree with me. Not when all right, how many people on here, when you hear interest rates increase by 0.1%, interest rates increase by 1%, how many of you actually know what's going on? You don't. I know you don't. Most of us don't. All we see is that 1 month our bill was £50, now it's £100. So it's like a lot of people are not educated on facts and figures and this. What the government have to do is probably explain things to us in layman's terms. Let us understand why this is happening. You know, that might even kind of like help people in some way. Like, but just to say we're increasing this by this percent, that percent, and then just leaving the vulnerable to just deal with it, that ain't gonna work. It's just not gonna work. Anyway, bro, your glasses are the size of my LG TV screen. Come on, it's about style, man. You gotta be style. I can take them off. I don't even wear glasses, but I think it's part of the it's part of the setup. Anyway, Take Me Back Private Radio Archive says, how many people can cut out sugar or alcohol from their lives? It's damn hard. Boxing teaches you discipline. And I'm being honest with you. Even boxing might not stop you from cutting out sugar and alcohol. And my friend, a very good friend of mine, someone who I look up to, admire, and he's helped me over the years, has always, one of the things he's always said to me, sugar is poison. You know what? That just came into my mind just reading that comment. He always say sugar is poison, and it affects you, because I've never heard this guy cough or anything. I'm like, bro, how come I never heard you cough? Like you're doing some magic or something, some wizard business. And it's like sugar. You just have to cut out sugar. But again, it's so hard for us. It's hard for people to cut, as you said, it's hard for people to cut out sugar and these little things which affect our health. Again, it's to do with environment and what have you. Natural sugar in whole fruit is fine, said Looney Bins. Again, the same friend said to me, even the natural sugar in whole fruit, in excess, is even bad for you. So you got to be careful. It's not like they're saying, oh, I cut out that sugar. Why? Because I don't take sugar. The only sugar I take is in ice cream. I'm just being honest with you. Like ice cream, I admit it. I'm putting my hands up. I don't care what any doctor is saying to me. I'm not stopping ice cream. Ice cream is my go-to. I love ice cream. So what I do is just drain the sugar down with water. But even even fruit sugar, which is I think called sucrose or whatever, even too much of that is not good for you. Miss Ringside, thank you for the 4.99. Gary put up, she says, solution: swap services within the communities. People help each other with their skill set. This is what I love about Miss Ringside. She just come on a second ago and she's coming with solutions, possible solutions. They may not always be the right thing, but at least she's giving us something to ponder. And it's true. You know, each one teach one, help people develop skills, and you know, set up for themselves. I think especially in this country, I find it that people, when they reach to a certain level, like they don't want to help others. Like I've just found that maybe it's just within my own community, which is again something what I've always said. Stop worrying about what other people are doing, and you be the change that you want to see. And hence why many young people, many young trainers are always surprised when I respond to them on social, picking up the phone, or just really giving advice or advice that I can and helping them. And they've taken that and they've moved on and done what they've done. Obviously, time is over the essence, so I can't always be talking, but I do feel that if we help one another, just like we're doing on this show, we can make things a bit more easier. So thank you for that comment, Miss Ringside. She says, hold on, is that the time? I'm there. Listen, Gary. You know what? We're gonna go to, because it's supposed to be 1 hour. We're just a little chit chat, a little talk with Tunde, then we're gone. But I think this subject is so needed. Okay, I've got a text, a WhatsApp that's come through. See, not everybody wants to come on the show, but other solutions. Oh no, I think they put in the chat. It says windfall taxes. However, I put that in the chat, but I think it needs explaining. It's also my industry, so I can't be out here shouting tax industry. Okay, I'm not gonna carry on that, but yeah, windfall taxes. Anyway, again, information. We do need to do a bit of research and find out what's available to us and what's not available to us. And these are all solutions. We can't just keep on complaining without doing our research. You've got to pick up the phone. You've got to go onto the computer. You've got to, you know, if things like the payment of £66 a month towards your election, if you're not getting it, then, you know, you have to make sure you're sending it to the right email address, you know, checking the phone number, all of these things. Just make sure you get what you're entitled to. A lot of people are entitled to stuff, money per se, and they don't even know. And they're not going to tell you. No one ain't going to tell you. If I knew exactly, I would tell you. You know, again, if there's anyone here who knows of any schemes, any paybacks, then come on the show. Tell us about it. Gal, any more? Anyway, videos to view. It's going to be a good April. Wow. Council tax up. water rates up, utility bills up, utility bills, utility bills up, VR mortgage up, rent up. Increase your skill set, increase your income, and learn how to grow money. I like that. I like that. Learn how to grow money. Do you need money to grow money? You know, these are questions that I think the normal. Listen, I've been in the community. I've been there. I grew up all my life in the community. Certain language which we're using, people don't understand. And again, it's one of them double-edged things. You know, it's one of them double-edged things. But you know, when you go on to tell a poor man you can learn how to grow money, the poor man is saying, I need to eat food. I'll learn what? I ain't got nothing to learn. So I think it's incumbent on others to help us. That's why remember, these food banks are not government, you know. From what I've been told, they're not government. It's charity. That means somebody is taking out of their pocket and helping others. Now that's one solution to help people eat. I already mentioned that one of the food bank, I think the biggest food bank company in this country, are saying that 1 in 5 people that come to food banks are in full-time employment. It's just, you know, I think we're just going around in circles, but we're talking. So I guess, oh no, my screen's okay. Yeah, I guess it's good. Anyway, thank you for that doom and gloom message, videos of views. That everything's going up in April. But man, if it's going up in April and we're in what are we now? February? It's just not looking good. It's not looking good. It absolutely is not looking good. Melanie, the reason why I'm reading it, because I see the word solution. Melanie Robinson. Put that up, please, Gary. Ben Oldham has just put Melanie's comment on hold for 1 second, Melanie. Because Ben Oldham, you're talking about coping with a cost of living crisis. Ben Oldham is helping. Anyway, Ben Oldham says, very few manufacturers, and this is a man, a very, you know, man in the know, a very, very, you know, industrious man, Ben Oldham. We're only joking when we're talking about, you know, Ben putting him, he's a very, very serious man and a caring man as well. So he's saying very few manufacturing companies in the UK, few manufacturing companies equates to very little competition in the UK. If you or a group of friends produce a product in the UK, you're on the right path. Source materials from China, put it together in the UK, made in the UK. And let me just say, this is coming from a well-made man, Ben Oldham. This man is giving you knowledge on the Stamina for Sale platform, Talk Time with Tunde, which is why I'm going to read it again. So even though we're joking again, you know, we've got the joke time. That, you know, that's Sundays, that's Saturdays. But Thursday nights, we really want to be more serious and just giving normal people and just people in general. I've got a lot of friends that work in the city. They say they watch the show every week. And it's very, very informative. So when we're getting comments like this or solutions like this, we need to take heed, people. Ben Oldham says very few manufacturing companies in the UK. Few manufacturing companies equates to very little competition in the UK. You don't have to read things twice. So he's telling you that, bro, you are just making this thing easy for me. I swear, this is how we just this is how we just break it down in street terminology. He's like, bro, you man ain't giving me something to push even more, you know, because competition is healthy. Competition is healthy. But he's saying that very, very few manufacturing companies in the UK, few manufacturing companies equates to very little competition in the UK. If you are a group of friends, listen, meaning coming together, like myself, Gary, and Spencer Fearon. If you are a group of friends, produce a product in the UK, you will be on the right path. Source your materials from China, put it together in UK, boom, made in UK, etc. etc. This is solutions, people. You know, even listen, even a household. It's so sad that even in households, everybody's just thinking about themselves. If a household of 4 or 5 come together, you know, come together, see what you got as a family, set up something, produce something, start a YouTube channel, do something to help eradicate, or not necessarily eradicate, but lessen the stresses, the financial stresses, what we're going through. You know, listen, to me, I'm not competing with no one. So I don't really mind if a man's got 1 million followers or 1 million subscribers. I'm just doing, this is my passion. You see what I'm saying? But you can get paid for your passion. You know, so, you know, knock your heads together as a household, and come up with some ideas. And you never know. You never know what can happen for you. I believe you reap what you sow. But if you have knowledge and you do your research, then you can probably reap more than what you're sowing. So let's get busy. Thank you, Ben Oldham, for the £100, and thank you for that great offer of advice. We've got 10 minutes left. I'll go for 10 minutes. What was there was a comment before. Sorry, sis. I think it was was it Videos to Views? No, it wasn't. Videos to Views gave us the doom and gloom forecast, but there was something before. Ben, it was was it Melanie's? I'm not too sure, but Melanie Robson says solution. When big businesses request to open shop in a low-income areas, it should be a prerequisite as a deal to offer apprenticeships or schemes alike as part of their application. I like that. I like that. Again, another possible solution. So we're moving into the direction. I want this Thursday night show to move in, which is, we know what the problem is. What are the solutions? I'm fed up going to talk meetings. Well, I don't go to them anymore. I stopped all that talk meeting years ago. But if you wanna know what a talk meeting is, just go and sit in your local barbershop. We're always talking about what's wrong. We're not talking about solutions. We want solutions. I'm fed up of people talking about what is going on and what is they shouldn't be doing that. Just do something. Switch the channel, start your own channel. You know, let's deal with more solutions as we go on and on and on, and that will help people. Not complaining. Don't cry, don't complain. That's the rules. Don't cry, don't complain. Just work. Just come with a solution. So big up Melanie. When big businesses request to open shops in low-income areas, it should be a prerequisite as a deal to offer apprenticeships or schemes alike as part of their application. I like that. Let's move on. Moving on swiftly. Sammy Ali. So what needs to be done on apprenticeship levy rules? Okay, I know Sammy Ali is a very, very young listener. And Sammy, how are you dealing with this current crisis? Or are you the son of a multi-millionaire that's looking down on us? How are you as a young person? I know you're very vocal, and I always say to you, keep doing what you're doing, keep educating yourself. But it'd be interesting to see how the young people are coping with this, how they're finding it. But thanks for that, Sammy Ali. I see you say good gems from Ben Oldham, free value. Nothing in life is free, but they're definitely gems. Nothing in life is free. And if it's free, there's no value attached to it. That's what I believe. Anyway, Carlos, again, the man himself, always contributing to this platform. I want to see this on my side of the screen. Okay. Thank you for the 23.99 euros, Carlos. He says, I would like to share a few concepts for those interested in non-traditional routes to create income. Copywriting, affiliate marketing, compound interest, drop shipping. Sharing is caring. Time is now to push forward. Okay, I'm going to say that again. Carlos, thank you for the 23.99 euros. He says, I would like to share a few concepts for those interested in non-traditional routes to create income. Copywriting, affiliate marketing, compound interest, drop shipping. Sharing is caring. Time is now to push forward. Now, I've got no idea what that is or how you find, but yeah, obviously a Google search should sort that out. But it's another solution of, I guess, not a solution, but a ways of making money which can help ease or lessen the crisis we're going through. Also, if you're smoking and drinking and raving, you need to cut that out. And if you don't want to cut it out, then don't be complaining about rising gas and electric. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Anyway, where's my tissue? Let's carry on. Oh yeah, he said that. I've said that. Games you love says times are hard. I've had to cancel my Dead Zone subscription again. Boxing is not allowed today. We're not talking about boxing. We're not talking unless it's in them kind of comments where it says boxing is helping with mental health and giving kids an opportunity to help ease mental pressures. Anyway, but I hear you, games you love. I hear you. It's hard. I mean, listen, this is what I think this is what it is. Like we're talking about Gary says Carlos is well learned. Yeah, we're talking about the cost of living and the crisis is we're all in. But is it me or is it like at this moment of time, people are just putting things more up? Like it don't like it just like are they not hearing what people are saying? Like, boxing subscription, Netflix, everything's gone up. But it seems that the wages ain't going up. So I think you need a side hustle. You do need a side hustle. Whatever you do today, you need a side hustle. And as Ben Oldham has quite rightly said, we need to up the competition. But people need to be active. They need to get off their behinds and start working. Everything, I believe everything is energy. So, I mean, look, I could be just chilling right now. And I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not doing this per se. Even my boxing, even reaching to the levels that we have reached, never. And anyone that knows me knows what I'm about to say is true. I've never looked on money. This is my passion. And I just believe that if I keep doing and I reach the heights, if I keep pushing myself every day, the money will come. So there has to be some involvement within yourself, more than just complaining about the reality which you see. You got to do your part in changing the reality. You got to do some work. Don't be just sitting there. And there's no excuse. We're living in a time where there's absolutely no excuse. You can do something, even if you're moaning all the time. Start a YouTube channel moaning. You'll get some subscribers. You may not get no Ben Oldhams and Carlos's, but something will come in through the bank every month. There's just no excuse. So yes, we are not happy with the rate of inflation, with all these increases, with electric, gas, petrol, all of that. Being able to drive into one zone, cars which are over a certain age, you got to pay a levy now, and it's increasing. They're broadening what they call it. Is it ULEZ, Gary? I think it's called ULEZ or something. See, I just don't even know what's going on because I'm not even watching none of that. But yeah, ULEZ, even that's extending. And if your car ain't up to date, it's £12 a day. I think they're saying it's going up to £12 a day. So again, everybody's going to be affected. Even small businesses that's still using them old vans from Only Fools and Horses. They're getting it. They're getting it. You're getting taxed and levied. So, bro, everything's going up. So we need to think about a side hustle. We need to be thinking about other ways of making money, and also knowing what is entitled to us. Yeah, learning. See, Sammy Ali said learning to drive is expensive. I know Mind Mastery has given up something she's done for many years, but you know, even that, learning to drive, everything costs money. Everything costs money. Again, see, this is what I'm trying to say. This is when it's getting into political stuff. Get rid of those who manufactured the crisis. I just feel that there's some things which we've got control over, and some things that we haven't. I think we have to, you know, you go back in history, you go back and watch debates and question times, and this hasn't never changed. That's how I look at it. It hasn't never changed. So, Ian Parker White, you know, I don't know how old you are or what, but if you're how can I put it? If you're from the older generation, you'll be sitting there saying, this ain't new. Everything was going on today. Maybe it's new in terms of the heights it's reached. Maybe there's never been a moment in time when things have been this bad, but there's always been a problem. There's always been people saying, we need to get rid of them. We need to get rid of them. We need to get rid of this. We need to get rid of that. There's this big conspiracy theory. I'm like, oh, just forget about all of that. You can't forget about it because we live in it. But what I'm trying to say is that do what you can do to better the situation. That's what I believe. You know, and a few people in there have come with some good suggestions, which we need. Keep them coming. Sammy Ali, I can't even say you're too young to be talking about politicians, but he says our politicians are useless. We need greater mindsets to lead our country, not fools. Interesting. Again, comments from the young. You can't remember. Wisdom can come out from the mouths of the young. Ian Parker White, keep complying, people keep dying. Again, see, it's a very touchy subject. It's a very touchy subject. I'm not even going down that road. Leah O, facts. Booms and busts. Times of plenty and times of want have always been a part of the human experience. Bravo. This is what I just said. Go back to the barbershop. Rewind to the barbershop. 50 years. Same thing. Sorry, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. It's just part of life. Booms and busts. So yeah. It's there written in the Bible. You know, as I said, I'm not religious, but it's clearly written in the Bible. There's a season for everything. So we are going through one of the most testing seasons in humanity. So how can we deal with it? How can we lessen it? That's the issue here. That's the issue. 9:33. You don't think you're smart. I'm on vacation and you're just trying to rinse out on my vacation time. You know, I'm not having it. But it's been a great discussion. Next week, Gary, are we gonna do what we said? Because it's you know, the man is creating a lot of, even I don't really know too much about him, but people I don't think you can go on social media, or even on a search engine and not hear about this guy. So Gary, do you think I should say what we're planning on doing for next week's show? I'm waiting for your comment, yes or no. Mr. No, let's ask the fans. Oh yeah, that's good. Okay, so we were thinking about Miss Ringside, she's sharp, boy. This is what I'm trying to say. The women, yeah, you see the women. I don't know how society kept women out of the loop. That was very clever. I don't know how they done that, because I'm telling you, every man come from a woman. Every man come from a woman. So how the man's gonna know? I've never understood how men are supposed to know more than a woman. Like you get like the apple come from the tree. The tree never come from the apple. So the women are sharp. So yeah. So the discussion is, see, Leah O, Miss Ringside. But sorry, come on. This is yeah. I'm telling you, you gotta keep women close for information, for intuitive feelings. When a woman's telling you, don't go there, don't go there, do not be egotistical. Just don't go there. Just don't, because she knows it. She's in tune to what's going on. But yes, Gary has asked us, and I'm gonna do a 1 and 2. One for a discussion about um one for a discussion about Andrew Tate. Is he good for us or is he not? Is he a bad influence on the younger generation or is he a positive influence on the generation? So, can I have one for yes? Let's discuss Andrew Tate next week. I believe the man. I believe he's in prison. Is that right, Gary? Is he in prison, Gary? Right at this present moment? No idea. Yeah, you're like me. But anyway, one equals yes, and 2 equals no. So 1 for Andrew Tate, and I'll be able to just measure it from what I see. 1 for Andrew Tate discussion, and Gary said he ain't got time for that. Or 2 for no. Okay, so let's see what's coming up in there. See, Sugar, Lucasade. Tyrone Booth 1. Boxing Hub 1. Miss Ringside 1. Brute Force 72 1. JB 1. Tyrone Booth, you can't vote twice. I'm not having that. Dominic Ross 2. He's not in agreement of discussing Andrew Tate. Brute Force says Andrew Tate has a bad mouth. Eloroturus Tostrone says 1 all day. Carlos says yes, he is detained for 2 months now for different allegations. They can extend that legally to 180 days and then have to start an actual trial if they have evidence. 2. Nah. Waste your time on that fool. Nah, waste your time on that fool. I think that translates to 1.5. I'm conflicted with Andrew Tate. Marcia, definite 2. She's so definite, she's printed it twice. Melanie 2, and I'm getting the female reaction here, and I'm telling you, I'm rolling with the sisters. If I keep seeing more sisters saying 2, that's what's gonna be. We're gonna find another something different to discuss. Carlos says 1. Take me back, Pirate Radio archives. Find something better. 2. People like, we're not giving this man energy. 2. Mars is now saying 2, but I'll log in. Gary says 2 as well. Wow, that's interesting. All right. I'm getting a feeling, people are not giving this brother no energy. They're not giving this brother no energy. Oh, someone just said, remember to give. Anyway, Tate is in big trouble and talks too much. Yep, love my sisters. You know, the sisters are Dillian White hasn't been on The Fight Is Right yet, or has he? Dylan is kind of like a big supporter of ours, but he hasn't been on for. I think Spencer's Black Book needs to be dusted off and put to work. So you don't need to flood Spencer Fearon's DMs and ask him what gone with this Black Book. Alatorius Tostrone says the guy talks a lot of sense. Why so many 2s? I think what it is that he's saying things. Yeah, he's got a lot of good things to say from what I understand. but there's a lot of detrimental things. In fact, I have contacted someone who is very closely linked to Elon Musk, Dex Hunter, and I've asked him because he's trying to get Elon Musk to have Andrew Tate's Twitter account removed. Yeah, that's what he's on. And Mr. Dex Hunter has been contacted. Hopefully he'll respond to me. I believe if he responds to me, he can give us a more articulate breakdown as to why this man should be banned. But I'm just going with my gut feeling here. And Andrew Tate is not the topic we will be discussing next week. Sorry if anybody is disappointed by that. But I always go on my gut feeling. I always have. It's what's led me thus far. And I'm going with it. I'm not giving them brother no energy because the sisters, they're not having it. They're not having it. The sisters are saying, nah. They're saying they will watch. Ben Gunn says, look what happened with True Geordie and Tate. I don't know what happened, bro. Let me know. But I'm going with my feelings here. Marcia, she said no. She said, no, sir. Melanie, she said, no, sir. Leah, no, sir. So the sisters rule this show. Yeah. So Master's like, so what are we discussing then? Well, come on. What do you think this year? This is what I like, because we got 7 days to plan this, do our research and what have you. What do you think we should talk about next week? This is totally organic, and I don't think this really happens in today's society. But what is a good topic that we should discuss here next Thursday? Come on now. Don't be shy. I'm sure there's some things. Could be about your baby father. Let's ignore it like it isn't happening. No. But it's not everything that's happening that you have to give. It's not everything that's happening that you have to give energy. Some things are 50-50. They're detrimental, and we want to have a platform. Let's get that right. We want to have a platform to be able to discuss each other. Certain things that you keep within your circle. But this is a public platform which we're trying to, listen, I built this. I'm not trying to make it get taken down. I've got my own views on things, but I'm trying to build the channel. I'm not trying to be so open to my detriment. Nah, I'm not on that. I'm not on that, bro. Where I've come from, to be able to speak, without no fear, because I'm not saying I'm scared, because I would just do that. Everyone who knows I would do. But what I'm trying to say is that when you're vouching for people other than yourself, you have to take other people's opinions, thoughts, and views into consideration. So this is why I'm leaving it open to the public. And because if it was just me, I would just say, come, let's just talk about him. But I've asked the people, and the sisters who I'm taking that kind of energy are saying that I don't really think it's a good subject for us to talk about. So I'm going with that. That's good for Tate. Sounds like yet another vessel for separation for me. And Gary, the man behind the cam, is always. The thing I like about Gary is he's on it. He's on it. After we just spoke about community and coming together, you see, we don't want no divisive subjects. Yeah. Gary's on it. That's what I like about Gary. Well, sometimes I'm listening to Gary, it's like I'm listening to the Prime Minister. But yeah, you're right. Done. We're not even talking about that no more. What are we gonna discuss next week? What are we gonna discuss? And if we can't think about something within the next, 5 minutes, then let us just go to bed. Let's sleep on it and come up with something else. What's Carlos saying? Someone said Carlos is spitting facts. Perhaps make it a topic about traditional family roles in this changing society and the challenges of traditionalism versus liberalism and feminism. Yeah, that sounds good. I'm gonna think about that though. I'm gonna think about that. Because who these isms and schisms. Carrie. When you start when you start to go with these isms and schisms, bro, like this is just like a working class. It's a working class and middle class and upper class show. But when you start busting isms and schisms on the road, man, them it ain't gonna work, bro. It ain't gonna work. I get it because I'm self-educated. But the isms and schisms, man. When you're in the barber shop and you start talking about isms and schisms, man was just looking at you like you're crazy. Everything's schisms. I'm telling you, people are not having it. You just gotta remember. I keep saying boxing again. I'm not gonna call certain people's name, but we know that boxing there's a business aspect to it. But the masses are working class people. Masses are working class people. So you can't be over articulate with them. And I don't mean that disrespectfully. You just have to be layman with them and speak where everybody can understand. So I don't know about this isms and schisms business, but we'll think about that. It's a very good point though. See, Carlos is just there chilling in his chair with his cigar in his mouth, saying, yeah. Let's talk about feminism, liberalism. Yeah, man, it's all good. They will never know what we're talking about. Man, so this show is so good. But yeah, we'll think about it. I think we'll think about it because I know, the main topics right now, addictions. Well, that's broad because there's so many things that people can be addicted to today. I think. I don't know. Let's think. Let's all have a think about it, and put your subject matters, or any possible subject matters, on the YouTube channel. On the Instagram, Fighters Right Instagram, my Instagram, Stamina for Soul Instagram. Yeah. Carlos seems like one of those guys on YouTube who sells them courses. Give me 15 minutes and I'll change your life. Or you know the line that says, if I knew this 10 years ago, 15 years ago, I would be a rich man now. Pure frauds. Just fooling people. Like you're gonna change your reality in 10 minutes. Just lies. Stop lying to the people. I wish I knew this. You go on YouTube. I wish I knew this 10 years earlier. What? And they're all using the same clickbait. It's madness. Anyway, Adrian Raphael Henke, the one and only, the pianist. That's right, Adrian, is it? The pianist. Check out his page. Half Nigerian, I believe as well. Fantastic young piano player. It's amazing when it's just when he sees people with different skills, and it's just wonderful. It just shows you that, wherever you are, whatever color you are, wherever you come from, if you have a skill or you like something, go for it. Go for it. I was even trying to see how I can help the young brother in his quest for greatness as a piano player. But anyway, he said, Tunde, please make a topic on manifestations, since this is really the only important topic. Everything else follows, right? Blessings. It's true. I think you're right, I don't know if we would call it exactly manifestations, but it's the ability to have a dream and hold on to the dream and know that the only thing that can stop you is yourself. That works. I feel that I'm a testimony to that. And I just feel that anyone can do it. Literally any child today or adult, I don't think age has anything to do with it. I just feel that if you set your mind on something, and you need to have people around you that's going to push you to be positive as well. If you're negative, just move them off the corner. Sorry, that's a bit too road. But if you got negative people around you, you just shoot them. You don't need negative people around you, and you don't want someone around you telling you how it's not going to be done. Nah, you don't. You want or telling you why you can't do something when you're telling them what you want to do. You just get them off the corner. Like as soon as the first negative thing comes out of their mouth, just say, "Get away, man. Get away from me." But yeah, it works. You know, again, I just saw the sister come up, the one and only Shiesty, and listen, her platform which she's just created, the 505 way. You need to do your research on this number. She is someone who's gonna be big in boxing. I believe it with all my heart because she's got the right energy, um, the right mindset, and the right work ethic. You know, to do anything she wants. So check out the 505 way. MC Shiesty. A lot of you may know her from her stage name. She's still big, bad, and heavy, but the 505 way is going to be something in boxing. They've already started doing content or making content. I know she was down the McGugan's gym for a good 2 weeks filming content for the show the other day. And so, yeah, any boxers out there, her job is the platform was created to put a spotlight on boxers, things you don't really know and see about boxers, you know, their everyday lives, who they are as just human beings, and giving them that shine. I think that's fantastic. And that's something after years of loving the sport, she just said, you know what, this is what I'm gonna do. And this is what I'm trying to say. That's what it's about. This is what Adrian was saying, manifestation. But you have to believe, you have to focus on positive people and positive things and doing the right thing. And yeah, even just talking about it now, I think talk about OnlyFans. I don't know about OnlyFans. I heard about it. I see they're having a presence in boxing, but we're not talking about the OnlyFans. We're talking about the 505 way. Get on the ship. Get subscribed. Just get onto the thing because it's gonna be big. Anyway, Shasty, you think you're clever? You're trying to make me talk about boxing. I'm not here to talk about boxing. We're talking what we're talking about next week, but it's all in line. We're talking about the you think you're smart. Yeah, bro, I see how you just anyway, I'm not even gonna talk about that yesterday. But Shasty thinks she's smart. But so I'm not gonna say no more. I've done give you the big up. Tune in, subscribe, 505 way, a platform. This is all free, you know, Shaz. So I want some money for this. It's all free. You got Big Tunde Ajayi giving you free big ups for your thing. But again, we got to get past this thing where we don't want to help others. Giving, I keep saying it, givers gain. So help. You get what I'm saying? Help, support. You know, because in supporting others, you're supporting yourself. And I guess there's a topic in itself about that. So yeah, maybe we may not call it manifestations, but I definitely feel that, you know, I don't want to give it that name, law of attraction, because when you say law of attraction, most people might just think that's another one of those ones, law of attraction. But, you know, definitely positive affirmations and letting the positive frequencies into the universe are the key factors. This is what Carlos says. Very true. Positive affirmations and letting positive frequencies into the universe are key factors. And I'll be honest with you, I knew about this before I knew about this. I know I could hear Ade and Anthony Yard all of them laughing at me right now because I said that on a group discussion. I said, Bob, I knew this before I knew this. And them lot was trying to work it out. But yeah, I just, maybe it'll come from my dad. But anyway, I'm going to end the show because you know me, I'll talk forever. You know, we started it last week. We're going to do it again this week. And we're going to do it. We're going to, Gary, put up some comments for 2 seconds. 2 seconds. Just put up some comments that you read. Because I like to finish the show. Okay. You know me, I'm sharp. Anyway, Mayor Brixton, the other day I gave a homeless woman £5 and the next day I found £5 on my way to work. There you go. I couldn't have said it better. This is the point. It's That's how this thing works. It's karma. It's karma. You know, and you know, it works for many things. Some things you don't actually see straight away. You don't actually see it straight away. Some things that will come when you're least expecting it. That good deed that you done, it will come back when you're least expecting it. That's why never make a bad person change who you are. If you're good, keep doing good. That's again Samuel Olatubosunajai. That's what my dad said to me from years from as a youth. If you're good, keep doing good. And I will end the show. Big up Marcia. 2 hours, you know. Man, just been chatting here for 2 hours. Like anyway, where have we gone now? Yes. I end the show again with another, I can't call her sister, she's more of a mother. The late, great Maya Angelou. She said, "We spend precious hours fearing the inevitable. It would be wise to use that time adoring our families, cherishing our friends, and living our lives." Hi! Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for joining me on another episode of Talk Time with Tunde. Thank you all for your presence, your love, your positive energy, your ideas, your solutions. It's all been good. Thank you, Miss Ringside, Leah O, Coco, Brute Force, Melanie, Marcia, Miss Small, everyone, all the ladies giving me the feminine energy, which is the power. You men better recognize. Just brother, just use the initiative of women. I'm telling you, because they're the leaders. In fact, when I have my big office, 90% of my staff will be women. Yeah, brother. I'm not coming on no Nigerian 17 wives business. I'm just saying the energy. You need a mother energy. It's called Mother Earth. It ain't called Father. See, I'm going on. It ain't called Father Earth. It's called Mother Earth for a reason. Anyway, I'm gonna see. I've gone on, Master. That's your fault. You've made me go on. Made me talk too much. But anyway, let me finish off the show the way I'm supposed to finish off. We spend precious hours fearing the inevitable. It would be wise to use that time adoring our families, cherishing our friends, and living our lives. From the one and only great Maya Angelou. Good evening to you all. God bless. See you next week, Thursday. Love.